Good afternoon, Pranav. Okay, good afternoon, students. So we are live here today with the next new chapter, new lesson. Okay, so we have completed determiners yesterday. I hope everyone has understood the chapter. And if you have any doubts, you can read the uh, video and see the video again, or else you can comment or you can leave a message on comment section if you have any doubts there. Today we will start a new chapter from your book First Flight, and this is English one, a tiger in the zoo. Today we are starting the explanation of a tiger in the zoo. That is from your English one, First Flight book. Good afternoon, Ishita, Muskan. So I hope everyone is there. So we are going to start our session without wasting any time. Okay, so we will start a poem today. That is a poem, A Tiger in the Zoo. Good afternoon, Hanmili. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I hope you have no doubts in determiners, isn't it? Is there any doubt? Good afternoon, Beauty, Sonal. I can see everyone here. Okay. I hope you have practiced the from the question bank for your for the determinants. Good afternoon, Pavit. Okay, okay, Alina. Good afternoon, Alina. Okay. Okay, so let's start our point today. Yes. So can we start now? Okay, Pranav. If you don't have question bank, you just contact with your friends. They have it. You can send you the questions from there in your WhatsApp number. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let's start our new chapter, new poem, that is Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. So this poem is actually it is a description the tiger, that is that how a tiger actually feels when he is actually kept inside a cage or inside a jail. You can do whatever it likes. As we know, a tiger uh, is a wild animal. So of course, and it has its own natural habitat, is not it? Like a person, if we person are actually kept under a cage for some days, how we will feel, isn't it? The same situation is going on now here. Yeah, we could not go anywhere. We are just stuck inside our house and all. Good afternoon, Devraj. Okay, so similarly, the poet here expresses the emotions of a tiger and how a tiger feels when it is kept inside a cage. So here we have five stanza. In the five stanza, in each stanza, the poet actually expresses that how a tiger feels when he's kept inside the cage and how a tiger feels when he is actually in its natural habitat. Okay, so this poem is actually a contrast. This poem contrasts the tiger in the zoo and a tiger in its natural habitat. It shows us the difference between a tiger that is kept inside the cage in the zoo. The tiger is in the zoo, and in which stanza the tiger is in the cage, in its natural habitat, that is in the forest or in the jungle. Okay, so let's start it. So as we know, this is a description of a tiger, and now here we have some rhyming word. Okay, in each stanza, you can see there are some rhyming skill. The rhyme skill is a very easier one. Like cage rhymes with rage. Yes, stripes, cage, quiet. The last word, okay? The last word stripes, cage, quiet, and rage. Here, the first and the third word are not similar, but the second and the fourth are C, C, B. Okay, similarly, and the other section also similarly in the other stanza also in the same way we have this first second line the last word and the fourth line last word are same. Okay, they are rhyming scales. Okay, okay, then I will just go and I will just read it out and explain each and every stanza to you clearly. Okay, okay, so here in the first stanza what the actually what the poet expresses about the tiger. Okay, he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. So, in the first stanza, here he stalks in its vivid stripes. So here tiger, it stalks. Stalk means to walk slowly and quietly. So you write down the meaning also together with it in your book stanza. We see that the poet expresses how the what the tiger actually does inside the cage. He stalks in his vivid stripes. He stalks means to walk slowly and quietly. So the tiger, it walks slowly and quietly inside the stripes that has the black stripes that you can see in the body of the tiger. Yes, the body of the tiger, vivid stripes. So he stalks in his, he walks very proudly in his vivid stripes. Inside his cage, he stalks, he walks because he doesn't have more space, very limited area in the cage. He has very limited area to walk in the cage. It is in the inside the cage, a small room. Tiger, it just walks slowly and quietly. Stalks walked slowly and quietly in his powerful stripes, in his bright the cage. The few steps of his cage means as the tiger has the limited area inside the cage. It doesn't have very large space to just walk about. Okay, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Now we have in this two line we have the word quiet. Okay, but these two quiet are very much different. Okay, on pads of velvet quiet as the tiger as it doesn't have the freedom to walk anywhere he likes. He has a small place inside the cage and he has to walk around the cage. On pads means you can say the paws of the tiger. The paws of the tiger are now soft, are very soft like velvet. You know velvet is not it. You know what is velvet. You can say a soft cloth. Okay, so that soft material clothes. Okay, so on pads, so his pads has become very soft because it doesn't have very long, very large space to work, as he has a limited area where he has to work. He cannot show his power there. It cannot showed his power inside the cage. So he has to work very quietly. So velvet quiet means the sound of the pause. Yeah, but here the but here as it doesn't have that freedom, so it has to just work around the cage. And his pads, that means the claws, the paws of the tiger has become very soft like a velvet. It doesn't create any kind of sound in his quiet rage. Now here the quiet, what it means. Now here in the last line, in his quiet rage, that means we can these the tiger has its anger, is not it? The tiger has its anger. If we suddenly see a tiger in front of us, what it will do? It will just come to us to attack us, is not it? But here now it cannot attack anyone. The tiger in the zoo cannot attack anyone inside the cage because he is restricted there. He cannot come outside. So though he has the anger, but his anger is controlled. He has controlled his anger inside the cage because he cannot show his power to anyone. So as he cannot show his power, he cannot express his power to anyone. So he has to control his anger. So that's why he is walking very quietly. But the quietness doesn't mean that the tiger it has no anger. Okay. Yes. Good afternoon, Grace. Okay, clear? So first stanza, I will just repeat the first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet expresses that how a tiger feels when it is kept, how a tiger bright and powerful stripes, it just work around there and it has the limited area there. It doesn't has a large space to work. It has a limited area and he has to work around that area itself. And his claws, while he is walking, there is no sound of a tiger walking because it doesn't even have that emotions to just create a sound, because whatever power it has to control his power, because he cannot show, though he shows the power to whom he will show. He doesn't have anyone to show his power, because though he will show the power, it will be just a useless because he is kept inside the cage. And his anger, though as we know the tiger has its anger, but here the tiger cannot show its anger to anyone. So what he does, he just control his anger inside the cage. He just controls. So that's why it is written in his quiet rage. Rage means anger. The meaning of rage is anger. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, Pankaj. So in his quiet rate, okay, clear everyone? So the meaning, you just write down the meaning. Stalks means to approach or to walk slowly and quietly. Okay, the meaning of stalk is to approach and slowly and quietly, or to walk slowly and quietly. Vivid means bright and shining. Bright and shining, or you can say powerful also. Okay, and then you have rage. Rage means anger. Okay. Clear everyone? So the first stanza, can I move on to second stanza? Is there any doubt in the first stanza? Is there any doubt in the first stanza? Okay. Okay, so I think it's clear. Yeah. Okay. Okay, once again, Grace. Okay, I will repeat the thing again. Question bank, which year question bank? You just find it out where, whatever, which year, whatever year you get it, no? You just find it out, and then you can just for solving the questions and all, you will have already question 2018, 19, whichever, whatever you find it, you just solve the grammar. Okay, whatever grammar we have done, just solve it. It will be helpful for you. Okay. Okay, so I will just okay, Jamila Libra, what's your real name? You just write down, okay, so that I can know you. Okay, so I will repeat the first stanza. uh, okay, so in the first stanza, the tiger is actually inside the cage, and as the tiger is inside the cage, he does not have a very free space to walk. He has to walk on that limited area, so he just walk in his vivid stripes, showing his powerful body, showing his powerful in his own attitude. Though he has an attitude, but that attitude is also controlled by the tiger, because it cannot show it to anyone. Okay, so it stalks in his vivid stripes. So the tiger, he just work very quietly and very slowly in that limited area. Okay, in that limited area, and he has to work. He cannot even show his anger there. He cannot show, though the tiger has his anger, has its anger, but it cannot show his anger to anyone. He has to control his anger because he is inside the cage. Inside the cage, it will be useless to show his anger. So that's why the tiger, though he has his attitude, so though he has its anger, but still he just control his anger and attitude inside the cage, and he just work around the area as he has very little space to walk in inside the cage. Clear? Okay. So then next stanza, I will just continue the next stanza. Now in the next stanza, he should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole, where plum deer pass. Okay. Okay, so now in the second stanza, what actually the poet want to express about the tiger? That the tiger, now in the second stanza, the tiger is actually in its natural habitat in the forest or in the jungle. Okay, so here he should be lurking in the shadow. So now the tiger should be lurking. Lurking means hiding. The tiger should hide in the shadow. In the natural habitat, what the tiger actually do? The tiger, it just hide in the shadow. They are sliding through long grass, and he just moves. Sliding means to move, and it moves through the long grass. The long grass in the jungle, it just moved there, hiding himself in the shadow of the long grass. Okay, near the water hole, and he just move and he just hide near the water hole. And why it actually hide near the water hole? As in the water hole. Yes, you have got it in class 8, this chapter, okay? This tiger in the zoo. You have got it in class 8. So I'm repeating the same thing. Maybe everyone do not, maybe everyone doesn't know, doesn't have the explanation, or so that's why I'm repeating the thing, okay? Okay, Grace? Okay, so now he should actually, now in the natural habitat, as the tiger is free now. It can go anywhere it like. It can do anywhere whatever it wants to do. It can even hunt its food and all. So there he doesn't have any limited area to work. He can go wherever he likes. So now here what the tiger does? The tiger should be it should be hide in the shadow. Just hide himself through the long grasses. It will move through the long grasses there and hide himself there near the water hole. And why? Because uh, as there is a water hole, every time many of the animals used to come to drink water from there. So every time he sees that a plum deer used to, plum means what the tiger will do? The tiger will grab the opportunity of catching the plum deer, of attacking the plum deer, so that it will be his food. So here we can see that in the second stanza, the tiger actually has no restriction. It can move anywhere it like. It can go anywhere it like, uh, and it can even hunt its own food. So whenever he will feel like hunting its food, he will just attack the animal which is actually inferior to him, and then he will have his food also. So he will have yummy food like plum deer. Yeah. So, in this way, the poet expresses that how a tiger actually feels when it is actually in its natural habitat. Okay, so here also meaning is very important. You just write down lurking means hiding. Okay, sliding means to move, and then plum it means fat. Okay, so these meanings are very important. You just write down in your book. Okay, clear everyone. The second. Is there any doubt with you in the first and second stanza? Okay, clear everyone. Okay, so let's go to the third stanza. Okay, so now what the tiger does in the third stanza, or how the poet expresses that about the tiger in the third stanza. Okay, now in the third stanza, what it is written, I will read it out. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Now here, uh, in the third stanza, the tiger is actually the natural habitat in the jungle. Okay, so here what it will do, as it is in the natural habitat, it is free, totally it is free. Yeah, so now what it will do, he should be snarling around houses. Snarling means making noise, growling, you can say growling. Okay, so now in in its natural habitat, the tiger will be growling around the houses. It will just move around the houses, making some frightening noise and all. And why it actually at the jungle edge, at the border of the jungle. Edge means border. Okay, so border of the jungle, it will just move around the houses, creating some noise. Baring his white fangs, his claws, and he will just open his white fangs. Fangs means long teeth, no, that he used to hunt the food or eat food, to eat the meat and all. So, baring his white fangs, his claws, he will just open his white teeth. He will show his white teeth and his claws. Claws means the paws. Okay, so he will just show his white teeth just to frighten the human being, just to keep his just to frighten the people, the villagers, so that they will not get inside the jungle, they will not hunt, they will not kill the tiger and all, terrorizing the village. So he will terrorize the village. And why actually it is actually important to terrorize the village, so that the villagers will not get inside the jungle, or it will not hunt them, it will not kill them. So that is necessary for the tiger to save it himself, to save itself. So to save itself, what the tiger will do, maybe at night or maybe whenever he feel like, he will be just snarling, he will be just growling, making some noises, and just like roam around the houses. He will just roam around the houses at the border of the jungle, and he will show his white teeth, his claws, and he will terrorize the village, so that the villager will not attack the animal, or they will not get inside the forest to attack any animals. Okay, so in this way, in the third stanza, we complete the third stanza. Okay, after that, what happened? But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. But now what to do? As the tiger could have done all those things in the second and third stanza, what the poet has actually expressed, it expresses that the tiger could have done those things if he has the freedom. But now what to do? There is no choice because the tiger is locked inside a concrete cell. Okay, concrete cell means like what we say, around four walls, inside a cage around four walls. Okay, so now the tiger has no option, because the tiger is not free now, because it is kept inside the cell. If he would have the opportunity, if he would have that freedom, so what he would have done, he would have hide in the shadow, he would just move on that long grass, and just grabbing his opportunity to catch the plum there. He would have made some noises around the houses, so that the villagers would be terrorized, would be actually afraid of the tiger, and they will not get inside the uh, jungle to kill animals and all. But now what it can do, because it is locked in a concrete cell, he has no option. He is locked in a concrete cell and he could not do those things. He is not at all free now. His strength behind bars, and his strength, though he has the strength, he has all his strength, his power, but it cannot show. He cannot show his power to anyone. He cannot show his power. He cannot attack anyone. So now his strength, though he has the strength, but it is just useless, because it is locked, as the tiger is locked in the concrete cell. He cannot show his strength to anyone. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring the visitors. And now there, what he will do? He will just stalk the length, means walking. Stalking means walking, and just to count the length of the cage. He doesn't have any work there, any purpose there. He has to just move around the cage. He will just count, measure, take the measure of the good. It cannot take the measure, but just the poet has expressed his emotion towards the tiger. Then it will just move around the houses, and it will just take the length of his cage, because it is a limited area. He cannot show his strength. But okay, if he get an opportunity, if he actually if he is actually freed from that cell, he would have shown all his strength. He would have attacked the visitors who just come there to see him, to see the animals in the zoo. So now he ignored the visitor. Even he ignores the visitor who has come to see the wild animals in the zoo. So for the as the human beings are very happy to see the animals inside the cage. Yeah, human beings are very happy. Will be very happy to see, because now human beings thinks that they are very powerful now because the tiger is inside the self. So that's why the tiger, as he could not show his strength to anyone, he just ignored the visitor. He ignored the visitor. He do not even think of looking at the visitor. He doesn't even respond to the visitor. They just see them and they just go from there. But if he has got the opportunity, he would have done many things, isn't it? So in this way, we have completed the fourth stanza. Now we have the last stanza, that is the fifth stanza. Okay, do you have any confusion here? Okay. So now in the last stanza, what? Okay, I'll clear it. In the last stanza, what the poet expresses about the tiger. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Okay. So now the uh, poet expresses the emotions of a tiger by saying that he hears the last voice at night. At night, what happens, like uh, in the zoo, the people at night, before completing their all the tasks, what they do, just the patrolling cars, okay, the cars, the or not. So so he hears the sound of that patrolling cars. He just realizes, oh, that car has come to see us, like to see around everything is fine or not. So he heard that last voice every day. He used to hear that voice at night, and then he stares with his brilliant eyes. And when he hear the sound of the patrolling cars at night, and suddenly he just stares with his brilliant eyes. His eyes, brilliant eyes. Here, brilliant eyes means he has lots of dreams of freedom in his eyes. Here, brilliant means the animal, the tiger, who is actually kept inside the bar. He has lots of dreams in his eyes. And what dreams can be a tiger have? Can you just say? What dreams a tiger can have? Yes, reply. What dream a tiger can have? In the third line, it says that and stares. He just stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Okay, brilliant stars and brilliant eyes. Two word brilliant are given here. So what a tiger? What kind of dream a tiger can have? A tiger that is locked inside the, okay, to hunt animals. Yes, okay. A tiger who is kept inside the cage. What kind of dream can a tiger have? To be free to kill animals, roam freely, to roam in jungle freely. Yes, yes, he will have this kind of freedom, or he will just think about his past days, isn't it? So he stares with his brilliant eyes. Here, brilliant means the eyes that has lots of dream. Yeah, that has lots of ways. I think to move around the jungle. Yes, to move around the jungle where the space are unlimited, isn't it? Now he has a very limited space, no place to just move around freely. So uh, to and stares with his brilliant eyes. So he just stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars, the stars that are free in the sky, isn't it? The stars that are free in the sky. Yes, to be free from cage. Yeah, of course. So this kind of, yeah, to just roam in the, to just be free and have their own natural habitat. Okay. So and he stares with his brilliant eyes, his eyes that have lots of dream, who thinks of the past time when he was free, totally free, in the like jungle, where he can hunt his own food, where he can actually uh, have the freedom of moving anywhere it likes. Yeah, he can terrorize the people. He can sleep wherever he likes. So whatever he can do, he does it when he was free. So he just thought, he just dream of that past days, that old days when his life was so happy that he was not kept inside that cage at the brilliant stars. So brilliant here, the stars are free in the sky. As the stars are free, so he just see the brilliant stars at night and he thinks of like his life was like that of a star. His life was like that of a star. But now his life is actually from this poem, we can actually get a message, or you can say Leslie Norris, the writer, has actually given us a message that animals do have a life, like a human being have a life of being free, is not it? If we are actually kept inside a sorry, as we people have lots of dream, we want to be free, we do not want to be restricted in a particular area. Similarly, even the animals or birds or any, not only the tiger, but it is actually saying about all kinds of animals that we actually kept them in the bar and we kept this we their freedom are restricted. So sorry. So, in this way, the poet, it gives us a message that animals do have their own natural habitat. Animals do have their own area, own um, life. So we should not actually keep those animals inside the bar. But yes, sometimes it can be nice one if we see the merits of a zoo by keeping them in the zoo. But also they have its demerits that animals could not get that free life. By keeping them inside the zoo, they will not have that free life. And again, if we talk about the jungle, yes, they also do have the merits, like they will have the freedom to hunt their own food, to do whatever they like. But again, they have its demerits that people, hunters, they just go inside the jungle hunting animals and all, killing the animals and all. So it gives us a message that by avoiding killing the animals, we can actually preserve them. We can actually preserve those animals. Otherwise, after some days or after some years, those animals will be extinct, and then after that, next generation will not be able to see all those animals. They will only see the pictures of the animals. Okay. So in this way, we actually complete this poem, "A Tiger in the Zoo." So, is there any doubt with you now? Reply it. I hope you have understood the poem clearly. Stares means to see without looking here and there, without moving its eye, to see in one particular place. Okay, to see. Anything else you want to ask? So meaning are very important. I will just repeat the word, the meaning of the word. Okay, I will repeat it. You can just write it down. Like, yes, from the first line, I'm repeating. Like stalks. The meaning of stalk is to walk slowly and quietly. Okay, and then meaning of vivid will be bright and shining, or you can say powerful. Meaning of rage will be anger. Okay? Rage, R-A-G, rage will be anger. Next stanza, lurking. The meaning of lurking is hiding. After that, sliding. The meaning of sliding is to move. Plump, fat. The meaning of plump is fat. Meaning of snarling will be growling, okay, making noise, making a sound. Edge, border, E-D-G-E, edge, border. The meaning of fangs will be the long teeth of the tiger, okay. Then stalking, walking, okay. Stares means to see fixedly in a particular place or area. So these are the meaning, and this was the explanation of a tiger in the zoo. I hope you have understood. Yes, just reply it if you have understood. Say yes. If no, I will repeat it. Okay. Okay. So you have understood clearly. So we will just end the session for today here itself, and whatever. Okay. So I hope everyone has understood. Okay. So I got the reply that everyone has understood the poem properly. So read the poem. If you will read it by yourself, it will be more easier for you. And the question answer, maybe till Sunday, I will complete the question answer and I will just give you the question answer. So Sunday there will be no class of English. You will have question answer session. That day you can write all the question answers and all. Okay, students, bye and take care.